All right. Well, it's been a while. Can't take too long waiting for people to hop in the stream today. But what's up, y'all? You already know who it is. It's been a minute. It's been a while, brother. Let me make sure my audio here is good. Come on. Is my mic not picking up on the stream? All right. Well, it's been a while. Can't take too long waiting for people to hop in the stream today. But what's up, y'all? You already know who it is. It's been a minute. It's been a while, brother. Let me make sure my audio here is good. All right, everything looks fine. Sorry about the long silence. We're gonna go through and, of course, review the chapter. Just give me 1 second. I'm gonna make sure we got a little bit of background music here. Let's get right into it. Honestly, oh, let me mute the stream so it's not echoing. All right, it should be good now. All right, guys. This is either going to be a redraw or a new chapter. I'm not sure. I'm going into this fully blind. I have no idea what's gonna be, pretty much what this is gonna contain. One Punch Man is finally city block level. Okay, this guy, man. Anyways, we're gonna review this chapter. I'm also gonna talk about the previous chapter, and then we're gonna look at the Chainsaw Man chapter that dropped yesterday, probably. Like I said, this would be a quick stream because I have a lot to do today. But I did promise a stream, and I'm gonna deliver on that. So let's see what we got. So last chapter, for those who didn't read the redraw for last chapter, it's clearly a redraw. Blast pretty much confirmed that he saw Saitama's fight with Garo, not the one in the future that got reversed, but Saitama, tanking the gamma ray burst and all that. So I'm gonna go through. I'm gonna read the chapter, obviously, to you guys, and if anything interesting comes up, and we're just gonna jump right into it. All right, so Flashy Flash is here, and Saitama looks a little annoyed because, of course, Flashy Flash is referring to him as a disciple. So he's like, "Hey, Blast, enough about my disciple. Tell me about this guy you've been fighting. That's what I came to ask about. If you're thinking about joining the fight, then forget about it. Someone like you would die against God for sure." What? Okay, that's kind of crazy. Blast just straight up was like, "Yo, no, you're not that guy. Like, this dude will rip you apart." So I'm glad we got that established. Like, Flashy Flash is not going to be the guy to stop God, at least not in his current state. Are you saying that I'm weak or something? You don't get ahead of yourself just because you snuck up on me one time. I won't be satisfied until I get to shower that God in slashes. Why? It's a long story, but Saitama, of course, doesn't want to hear it. Because of those annoying upperclassmen, I was able to draw connections to pieces of memories from the village I was in. This village was a training facility for the highest class of assassins. It was located deep in the mountains, inaccessible to the ordinary people because of a barrier. And of course, we have this is pretty much the same so far. What me and my friend, who was Sonic, snuck up from the training to explore the underground levels. That's when we saw it. Sleeping inside a recovery device. The village founder, who barely even looked human, alias that man. So that man, we already know what he looks like, but yeah, Flash thinks he's him. He's not that guy. Yeah, you said snuck up on. You got speed blitzed. You got speed blitzed, dude. He thought about attacking and got speed blitzed. He didn't get snuck up on, buddy. If we assume that he was also someone that was granted power by God, everything starts to make sense. In order to produce and ship first-class assassins, the village puts youngsters through hellish training. If in reality it was a front organization for God, it would have been an efficient way to produce minions for God. So in my Discord, we had a debate about this. I told people that God is going to have minions. He's going to have underlings. Like, it's not just going to be, Garo or that man. There's going to be probably like an Akatsuki type of league. And of course, people were like, no. And of course, as usual, zerechanyt comes through with a prediction months ahead of time. I told you guys that there would be a league of villains that they would have to fight. Flash pretty much confirming that God is looking for minions. He's looking for people to spread his influence. Have I gotten it right, Blast? I can sympathize with your feelings, but nevertheless, I cannot accept your help. What? That man, his name is Empty Void, and he is my partner. He fell under God's control during our search for the cubes. If he and I hadn't failed those youngsters, if he and I hadn't failed, those youngsters wouldn't have tragically had their lives taken away in the village, and there wouldn't be so many assassination victims. It's a problem that I must take responsibility for. Okay, so this is a good thing right here. This is good. When I was reading the chapter, I kept thinking to myself that it makes no sense. It makes no sense that Blast and Empty Void were pretty much aware of this facility and didn't do anything about it. Because to my knowledge, if Flashy Flash knew about the village leader and knew what he looked like, that means at some point he had to have ran that assassination group or that sect while he was human, right? So to me, it's like Blast was allowing Empty Void to like kidnap kids and like train them to be assassins. So it kind of was like a weird plot hole. They're supposed to be heroes, but like, how did Empty Void even come to do this while he was a human if they were supposed to be good guys? So I guess it's good to see that Blast is at least trying to take responsibility for whatever Empty Void did, whether he did it while he was human or while he was a demon. I think that's good, because that to me was kind of off-putting, that Blast like was allowing these people to be like trained to be assassins and just didn't really care until the God Cube was found. It's like, come on, Blast, like, you gotta take some responsibility, buddy. Your partner was used as a pawn by the enemy, and moreover, you let him get away. That's a harsh way to put it. Originally, he and I were equal in ability. This is huge. 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 And since he was given the power, he had a big advantage, but I gave him a serious wound that will take him 15 years to recover from. I'm gonna keep it a buck, Blast. You don't look damaged at all, so to say y'all were equal is kind of reaching, bro. He was given the power. So you try to tell me in base form, Empty Void and Blast are equal, but with God powers, he should have been stronger, and Blast still beat his fucking ass. Blast is that guy. Like, are y'all reading this? Blast is kind of that guy. He literally is saying here, Empty Void was stronger than me, but I still won. So is he really stronger than you, Blast? Like, I don't think Blast gives himself enough credit. Because like, there's no shot that you came out of this he's unscathed. I mean, maybe his cape was a little damaged. Yeah, Blast talking crazy. He is talking crazy. Like, who are you talking to? Even so, he escaped. You hesitated because he's your partner, didn't you? How soft. Not a good thing to hear about. Flash. Hey, Flashy Flash need to chill out. He got his ego hurt once, and now he's just talking crazy. He need to remember who he's talking to. Flash, you might have to speed blitz him again, because he playing too many games. Forget it. I'll find out about God on my own. You stay out of this. Flashy Flash, who are you talking to? Yo, Flashy Flash is tweaking. Yeah, he gonna get humbled. He gonna get humbled this arc. What do you want to do about your partner, old dude? About that, Mr. Stitch, we are ready for the experiment. Experiment? Do you want to watch? I came here today to observe it. Experiment initiating. And then we still have the same martial arts tournament dudes. Are they getting shocked? Experimentation with the separation of monster cells? Yes, you saw it on the news too, didn't you? These are the athletes who turn into monsters. Yeah, martial arts shit thing. Man's eyes is bulging out his shits. Neuroactivity and pulse are unstable. We're in the danger zone. And then, of course, we still have Manaka still scared. So it was a failure. Please continue. I chose to become a monster in front of all the kids watching in the dojo. If we don't do this, then I won't be able to show my face to everyone back there. Bro got turned into blackface. Oh, damn. The blackface monster. Separation of monster cells has begun. This is promising. Just as it was stated in Silverfang's report, the key to rescinding? Damn, my English is being challenged in this chapter. The key to rescinding monsterization seems to be their psychological state. So you want to turn your partner back to human, huh, old dude? You can't even tell if there's any humanity left in them. Even after performing such a tremendous experiment, we can only pray in the end. Is he the kind of person who can even be captured alive to begin with? Whoa, wait, what's happening? Whoa! What? Okay, wait. What is happening? Like, actually, what's happening? Blast senses something, and he ends up guarding the whole thing. So this also confirms Blast can create. Blast is a psychic. This is psychic energy. This is psychic. He's doing some Tatsumaki stuff. Oh. What is happening? I'm actually confused, guys. What is going on? Wait, is this like an attack? What? Okay, I need to take my headphones off for a second. I wish I had a good webcam set up so y'all could see my face right now. Maybe I'll just turn it on just to get, because I don't want y'all thinking I'm faking my reaction. What is going on? Who said city block level? Who said city block? Who said this was city block level? Because this is not city block, my friend. This is more like multi-city. This is like, no, because these are roads right here. This is like fucking like multi-city to like small mountain level. Because you have to keep in mind that the Hero Association building is literally like a city stacked upon itself. Because there's hundreds of rich people living there. It's the whole point of it being where it is. Another thing to keep in mind is if Blast teleported it, that means that Metal Knight's like tech, which is supposed to be indestructible, his tech that Boros' ship couldn't damage, would have been destroyed by this attack. Because Blast can sense energy. We know that based on the last chapter. This is crazy. So this means that whoever did this is stronger than Metal Knight already. Stronger than Boros' ship already. Because Boros' ship damaged a much weaker version, or didn't damage a much weaker version of this building. From like, what, 8 months ago in the series? Alright, I know I'm like edging you guys. I'm gonna click to see what happens next. If anything happens. This could be the end of the chapter. Okay, yeah, this is crazy. The ground got what just happened. This is Void's Dimension Blade. Seems like he is fully recovered. I guess this is his way of greeting us. How are we gonna deal with something like this? Dimension Blade, don't tell me that this is one of his techniques. Yeah, Blast doesn't look too nervous. You think you can win, old dude? Well, I'll figure it out. I haven't just been playing around either. Oh, you've been trained? That looks like Tatsumaki's. Wait, what? Wait, what? Actually, I'm really liking Blast right here, guys. Like, I'm actually like, of course, Blast was cool before, like, it's Blast, but I'm actually really liking this development for him. He's very calm and collected. Like, he's not overconfident, but he also doesn't give himself enough credit, I think. And I think that that's kind of cool coming from the number one, because, you know, we have the cocky people like Flashy Flash and Dark Shine and Tatsumaki, but they're nowhere near Blast level. He's just so cool, calm, and collected. So it's really interesting to see that from him. He's very down to earth. Like, you would expect him to be the type to not believe Saitama's power and all that stuff. But Tatsumaki is coming? Yeah, what's gonna happen in the next chapter? I'm actually at a loss, guys. What is gonna happen in the next chapter? Like, I actually don't know what they can do from here. So Flashy Flash, Blast, Saitama, and Tatsumaki are going to fight Empty Void? Is he that strong? And he's just talking about damage to the area? Maybe. That's possible. Because this does kind of look like when she lifted the Hero Association. Yeah, this translation is kind of weird. I'm a little confused by that. That looks like Tatsumaki's. What could he be talking about there? The destruction she did? Because this shit is from Boro's ship, right? This is all from Boro's ship. I don't think this was from the Tatsumaki fight. It might have been. Empty Void versus the Monster Association. I think it was confirmed to be a trans. Yeah, something doesn't make sense there. He might have said, "Is that Tatsumaki or that looks like Tatsumaki or something?" Because what I'm thinking is Empty Void could be on his way, and Saitama's confusing him for Tatsumaki because he's using some type of Esper psychic power. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that that's what that is. Like he's flying at them in like a barrier or something, and Saitama's like, "Oh, that looks like Tatsumaki's." So that's probably what that is. I don't see no sweat on Blast face, but you're sweating, Flashy Flash. He was doing all that talking. My question though is, how is Sonic gonna get introduced to this then? Like, if I'm assuming right now that Empty Void's on his way, and we're not gonna meet at the place like we originally intended. How does Sonic get? Oh, because he's with the other ninja. Duh. Okay, I forgot about that. He's with the other ninja, so he's gonna show up anyway. Okay, cool. This is crazy, guys. Like this is a similar plot twist or plot change to when Murata and One retconned the Saitama and Garo sit down, or Garo, whatever. New speed feat, I would say yes and no, because he sensed it. But yeah, he also did have to react. But to be honest, Blast is already like extremely fast. Like Blast is probably, as of right now, feat wise, the second fastest character in the series. Right under Saitama with exponential growth. I think he's even faster than Cosmic Fear Garo, because we saw what happened in that fight. We saw him react to the Serious Punch squared, which would put him above base form Saitama without exponential growth. But yeah, this was a greeting. So whoever said city block level mailman who came in here just to troll and then left, this is not a city block, my friend. This is like a mountain level attack. And depending on how you look at the One Punch Man Earth, this could be seen as like an island to country level attack, which is just a greeting. This was a greeting. Because you have to keep in mind, these craters each, depending on which one we're looking at, are like pretty huge. You know, you see the car compared to it in the distance, the car is still not as big as the crater. Do I expect One and Murata to add anything from the webcomic to the redraws? Yes and no. I think that they will add some stuff, but the things that we probably won't see, in my opinion, are things like Saitama, and this is spoilers for the webcomic, like Saitama one-shotting Empty Void. We're probably not going to see that. We might see it at the end of the fight, but it's not going to be like he's going to just one-shot him and that's it. Wait, if you look at this is a fast attack because you can see it breaking the sound barrier. Boom, 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 boom. That's what it's doing. It's like a boom, 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 and it's like flying through. And this is from multiple directions. My question though is the blade cutting or is it erasing? Because this looks more like it erased. No, because you can see it crumbling. Yeah, it was like pulverized. Wow. And this is the Hero Association. Yo, yeah, no, this is like country. This is literally like an island to country level attack. This is insane. This is actually insane. because the hero association is huge, guys. Like it's like I can't really describe how big it is like at this angle. If I were to go to an old chapter, I'm sure I could show it. Omnidirectional. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Cause like how do you dodge this in a fight? You can go up, but then he'd probably just be waiting for you. Yeah, this is gonna be crazy. Because if like I'm trying to figure out what they're gonna do from here. Because this is a crazy twist. Not only that, you guys have to realize that like now, Empty Void is already equal to Blast. Like off the bat. Like we don't even need to see any feats. Blast has confirmed it. In fact, he's confirmed that he's actually was stronger than him in the past, and Blast just got a good hit on him and it took him out for a while. But now Blast is saying, hey, I've been training. He's been training probably and preparing for this. So we're gonna see more than likely two beings that have pretty much beyond. They have reality warping powers essentially. They're superhumans in an already superhuman world. Pretty much we're looking at like Superman versus like your average superhero versus Daredevil or some shit, right? So Daredevil would be your generic A class, B class, or even S class hero, and then you have Blast, who would be like Superman, somebody who's like strong among the strong type shit, on some like Sukuna type shit. And that's kind of what that reminds me of. Like this is Cleave. he just used the Cleave. Yo, we're gonna see videos about this now. We're gonna see Empty Void versus Sukuna videos. Like this is gonna be funny. But yeah, you can see the sound barrier being broken from the attack. So this is a fast attack. Like it just said boom. So on screen it probably looks like, you know, he had time to react type shit. But this is one panel. This is literally one panel difference. So Blast teleported them away. It's fast enough to avoid that. Dimension Blade. And we know his power is specifically about like warping away things and interdimensional travel, which I'm talking about Empty Void. Yeah, this is literally the world cutting slash. It's called Dimension Blade. Like, so Thomas, you think you can win, old dude? Yeah. Okay, here's another thing I'm thinking. Like, I think that this is a good change overall, but I think putting them at the HQ might have some issues with just might have some issues. Let me explain. If Empty Void shows up to the HQ, there is no way in hell he's not getting jumped, right? That like logically. Now Murata can of course just not include the other heroes, but in the back of everyone's head it's going to be like, okay, where the fuck is Atomic Samurai? Like, where is Tatsumaki? You know what I mean? So I don't think Empty Void is going to actually show up here at the heroes HQ. It just wouldn't make sense, because then we would just be wondering where's backup the entire time. So I think like Blast said, this is just a greeting. Like Empty Void literally did this just to flex. Like this was just like so if you've seen Seven Deadly Sins, when Meliodas gets his power back, and I'll see if I can pull up the video here. When Meliodas gets his power back, he does this thing that's really fucking cool. I'll show you guys. This is what this reminds me of. Literally. Hopefully my stream doesn't get fucking taken out because of this. Here, I'll like half screen it. Don't kill my stream, please. In fact, it's on YouTube, right? That should be fine. So Meliodas gets his power back, right? He pulls up and just casually just starts whooping everybody. That's what this reminds me of. It's just like the casual pull up. I just want to flex a little and then I'm gonna head out. That's what this is. That's the vibe I'm getting from Empty Void. Shows up, talks his shit, and then literally just leaves. That's Empty Void. He showed up, he destroyed everything, and then he left. Like, that's pretty much what this reminded me of. If Blast loses, our Blast stocks are going to drop for life. I don't think so. You got to realize that he did say they were even. And on top of that, Empty Void has God powers. Blast does not have God powers. So it's already in his favor. Empty Void's already at an advantage. On top of that, Empty Void wants to kill. Blast does not. Blast wants to turn him back to normal. So Blast is going to be double nerfed in this fight. He's going to be fighting to knock him out again. He's not trying to kill him. And he doesn't have God powers. So it's going to be tough. Plus, he's going to probably be in a position where he has to defend Flashy Flash and Sonic and whoever else is with him. He'll probably feel the need to defend Saitama, even though he doesn't have to. But I don't think stocks will go down because of that. I think we'll be fine. I'm sure, honestly, Blast stocks will go up after this fight. So we should be good. You know, it's interesting to see how versatile and competent Blast is. I couldn't imagine Saitama being able to handle that attack. Yeah, like, okay, that's a good point. What would Saitama have done if that happened? I'm not trying to like get on Saitama. I'm not trying to lower Saitama's stocks. I'm not trying to say he's weak, but you have to realize like Saitama couldn't have done anything about that. He doesn't sense energy. Like, in fact, let me see. Was he even in this panel back here? Yeah, Saitama didn't sense shit. So everyone would have died except Saitama. Like, unironically, everyone would have died in the Hero Association except Saitama if Blast was not here. Punch? He wouldn't have sensed it though. That's the problem. Saitama can't sense energy. He didn't sense when Boro's ship showed up. He didn't sense that the monster's leader was under him. He didn't sense Garrow's power. None of that. He doesn't have that like affinity to sense energy. Not yet. Not yet. He does have the potential to learn any technique that God has, because you know the Garrow situation. Not yet. So essentially, Saitama would have survived it, duh, but everyone else would have died. Like literally everyone in these, every single person in the Hero Association would have fell into the earth and died. So yeah, Blast is definitely the best hero in the series. Not the strongest hero, but he's the best. He has the versatility, he has the powers, and he doesn't have a bad ego. The only issue with him is he's never there when you need him, like Saitama. But he does have bigger things to be dealing with. He's trying to stop the end of the world, literally. So would have been helpful to see him versus Boros. I mean, Boros almost killed us all, but I guess Blast assumed Tatsumaki could handle it, or the heroes combined. He's gonna punch the future. Yeah, he could. He probably could. He probably could rewind time. Garrow said it himself. Not Garrow. Geno said it himself. If anything were to happen that Saitama didn't like, he would find a way to fix it. He said no matter what timeline, no matter what happened, you would find a way to fix things. That's what Geno said after his analysis. Saitama could do the same if he copies Blast. He could, but he doesn't know that he can copy yet. Like, you remember, he forgot. He doesn't remember. I'm sure he will remember at some point in the series that he can use God's power, because like you said, being able to punch, kick, and like hip thrust things hard is amazing, but it doesn't have the versatility that you would think it does. I think the only thing Saitama could have done here, and that's if he sensed it, was a serious table flip and just flip the association in the air to dodge the attack and let it fall back down. That still would have killed literally thousands of people, but it wouldn't have killed everyone. But I think Blast will invite Saitama to the Avengers. Yes. And I say that because he didn't tell Saitama he was too weak, but he told Flashy Flash he was. So yeah, he didn't compliment Flashy Flash a single time, despite knowing who he was. So yeah, I think he probably will, and Saitama will say no. Or honestly, Blast might tell Saitama it's better to have someone like him on Earth all the time, because you know Blast is not always there. Why do you think Blast is an Esper? There's a few reasons. Mainly because I think it was a guidebook, or it was a statement by Fubuki that it was a rumor that he was an Esper. There is also a scene that we went over in my Discord where it looked like he was reading Tatsumaki's mind to see like that she had a sister, and then on top of that, Oh, looking back at it, this looks a little different, but this reminded me of Tatsumaki's barrier that she put around the city when she was fighting Psychos. So it's just, there's a lot of things that he's doing, like lifting this up. I mean, his power is gravity, but I'm just getting a lot of Esper vibes. And then we have the mention of Tatsumaki at the end. It's like, what's going on? What's up, Yasin? Yasin's in there. Blast saying that Empty Void was equal to him in ability even before accepting powers from God is crazy. Yeah, it is actually kind of insane. But not even kind of. It is very insane. I mean, not downplay the shit. It's very insane. But yeah, if y'all have not, if you guys don't know who Yasin is, definitely go check out his channel. He makes very good videos. But yeah, I agree. That is kind of insane. Like, that's what I'm trying to like help everybody understand. I'm sure you guys get it, but like you to have the same power as Blast, you know, someone who was tossing around Garrow. I know Garrow was saying that he wasn't affected and all that stuff, but he was getting tossed around and Blast didn't take any damage in that fight. So Gojo sucks, it fell apart. Yeah, that is true. He can't bypass Infinity. He could just be a farm, dude. He just send him to another dimension. All right, I'm gonna read all y'all comments, and I do have to end the stream. Like I said, I have a lot to do today, but this was really nice, and the turnout was great. I really appreciate y'all. We had 20 people peep today, and this is my first stream back, so like, I'm really happy. Thank you guys. But let me read these comments here. The Dimension Bay looks like it carves space itself. The dust comes from the tectonic plate sinking. This guy Yugi, somebody get him a fucking medal. I wish I could give people medals in the chat. Like, I wish there was a way for me to like promote people in my chat to like certify Powerscaler, like people that really know what they're talking about, because that's a good point. He either tank it or the slash conveniently hits the ground and he slips. As for sensing, he was able to be aware of the Phoenix space as he grew in power. He could hear God without touching a cube. Maybe. Listen, I think if the plot needed it to, Saitama could sense it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think he can sense energy. He just never has. Does that make sense? Like, I don't think he can't. I just think, let's put it this way. To Saitama, that attack was the same as someone throwing a rock. So while he might have sensed it, he might not have sensed how dangerous it was. You know what I'm saying? But no, that doesn't make sense. He knew Garrow's gamma ray burst would have destroyed the planet. I'm going to say a hot take, y'all. But hear me out. I think the attack might have been too fast for Saitama to sense. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. So, the current Saitama is not the same as the Saitama from the Garou fight. Let's establish that. While he does still have the potential to get those speeds, that strength, and those abilities, it's not the same, right? So, he's pretty much back to where he was around the Monster Association arc before he fought Monster or Cosmic Fear Garou, right? Blast was able to react to the Serious Punch squared faster than the energy could even like expand, right? Faster than Saitama and Garou could react. So it could be possible that a casual, you know, not taking anything serious Saitama might just have not sensed it within the period of time the attack happened. But I think the safer way to look at it would probably be that Saitama just can't differentiate the intensity for something like that, because it's not the same as a gamma ray burst. It was like a country level attack. So to him, it could be like somebody throwing a rock at him type shit. Like, it's just not worth the energy. So that's what I'm gonna assume. Or it's as simple as, you know, Murata and one just wanted Blast to do something cool. It probably is that simple. And I like it. Like I said, no offense, I don't want to see from Saitama that much. I want to see more from Blast, and I want to see more from Empty Void. I want to see more from our side characters. We got a full hype Saitama arc, like with the Cosmic Figaro. I'm good for now. I'm eating my full meal for Saitama. I want to see what we got with Blast now, because he didn't get to show off enough, and people are still lowballing him to this day. Yeah, it's a hot take, but I think if you go back and look at the chapters objectively, it makes sense that Blast is faster than Saitama and Garou, at least before they went to Jupiter. And since that's not the same Saitama now, it makes sense for Saitama to be slower than a Blast who's taking things seriously, right? I think that that's fair. But in this case, I do think Saitama just either didn't sense it at all, or it was just plot. I think honestly it was plot. Plot makes the most sense. I think they wanted to show Blast doing something cool. Sometimes I think it's not that deep. I think this was just Blast. They wanted to give Blast a scene, so they gave Blast a scene. A lot of people try to like use stuff like this as an anti-feats, but I think it's legit just the writers were like, this is a Blast arc. I want Blast to do stuff. And that makes complete and utter sense from a writing standpoint. Wait. You can see the world curvature. Wait. You can see the world curvature here. For those that don't know why I keep saying that and why that's so important, if you can see the curvature of the world and you can still see the slashes, these things extend far, like really far. Like I'm talking, I think you see the curve of the planet at like, I don't want to sound stupid. Let me just Google it. I think it's like 100 miles or 50 miles. It's like a certain distance where you start to see the world like curve at if you're at the right elevation, which of course we are at in this photo, which also, by the way, means that the the Hero Association has to at least be 40,000 feet high, because I think that's the point where you see the curve of the planet. But the reason why I bring that up is because that means that these slashes extend really fucking far. I believe people use the same scaling method with Sage Centipede, because it extended so far that like the curve of the planet was just like dwarfed. It's hard to describe, but if you're like if you do calcs or you do power scaling, it makes sense. So yeah, that kind of reinforces the country level thing, which means Empty Void is no joke, y'all. Like this is crazy. Like he unironically could pull up and just destroy an entire like country and just walk away and do it to the next. Like this is crazy. That means he can destroy the Earth. If he's Blast level, he can destroy the Earth like multiple times over, like easily. Like, yeah, he can definitely destroy the planet. This was him teasing. This was just him teasing. Let me see. Blast could be stronger than Chapter 1 Saitama. Yeah. If anybody's arguing that, I don't know what to tell him. Like, Saitama's already confirmed he gets stronger every day. He's not at his peak. Saitama is like infinitely growing. Think of Saitama's power right now as this. You have an infinite universe, which is infinite, like it's already, and it's infinity, see? And then you have an infinitely expanding universe, which is what we live in right now. Saitama would be that, an infinitely expanding universe, which is something you can never reach the end of. So Saitama will keep expanding his energy and nobody will ever catch up with him because he's infinitely expanding. Whereas somebody who's infinite has already reached the peak of that number, or quote unquote number. Whereas, Saitama, I don't think has hit that just yet. But you could argue infinitely expanding is better than being infinite, right? Because if you're, I don't want to get too deep into the power scaling of it, but if you're going off the fact that there are higher infinites, quote unquote, Saitama can reach that, whereas somebody who's already infinite might not. But the point is, people like Blast should outscale the beginning of the series Saitama, because just because he keeps getting stronger doesn't mean that he's already at his peak. Does that make sense? I'm not saying Saitama went all out during the Serious Punch Squared. No. Not at all. I'm saying Blast went all out with his speed in the Serious Punch Squared. And I think Saitama did too. I definitely think Saitama used his full speed and power at that time to go and punch Garo. But I do not think he went all out, because he's infinitely getting stronger. There is no all out for Saitama. There's all out in the moment. So like, I think versus Boros, he used a decent bit of power, but he did not go all out, for example. Like there is no truly all out, if that makes sense, because he's always getting stronger. Saitama has adaptive evolution. Oh, 100%. What's up, Chimkin Rice Nuggy? It's okay to be late. You can always watch the VOD. What if the attacks weren't energy based and blast just senses disturbance in space time? Bro, get this dude a medal. You need to make a YouTube channel, bro, because that makes so much sense, and I'm ashamed that I did not think of that. That is common sense. Because when Garo was fighting Saitama and he warped the space of the earth, Blast sensed it. Duh. This dude Yugi is a genius. Like, honestly, like, what the fuck? Bro, you need to do this. You need to run this channel, not me. Yeah, that makes sense, actually. So never mind. Saitama, it's not that Saitama couldn't sense it, it's just that it's a type of thing where it disturbed the what do you call it? The magnetic fields of the earth. That's how Blast senses disturbances and all that. It probably, in fact, this might have honestly damaged the dimensional seal, just like what Garo did. I didn't even think of that. This dude Yugi's a fucking genius, man. I'm gonna need you on all these streams, because if I miss something, I need somebody to point it out like that. That's actually really smart. How can you go full power when you're yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can't. There is no full power for Saitama. So if somebody tells you Saitama's going all out, that's not true. He can't. He physically cannot. Even if he wanted to, he could go all out in the moment, but within the next few seconds, now he's stronger. So now he has to go all out again. You know what I mean? He has to keep going all out. And of course, he isn't aware of this. But yeah. Imagine serious speed. It would light up the air. Yeah, I hope you see some really cool speed feats here too, involving everybody, not just, you know, Blast and Flashy Flash. So Empty Void is Blast level threat, so Boros probably not. Yeah, Boros. Yeah, if you have Boros stocks, as somebody who, if you're reading the webcomic and you have Boros stocks, you might be safe. But if you're reading the manga and you got Boros stocks, yeah, he's gone. I'm gonna say he's like, shit. Some people are debating him versus Tatsumaki now. So yeah, he's not. He's definitely not top 5. He's top 10 probably. If I like let me think. Number 1, of course, would be probably God / Saitama, and then number 2, Cosmic Fear Garo with copying, if he copies Saitama. Right under that is Blast. Right under that, right now, is Empty Void. Under that would be what? Between Monster, Garo, Tatsumaki, or Boros. So he might be, depending on how you feel, in that top 5. But I would argue the likes of like what is Boros gonna do against evil Ocean Water? What is Boros gonna do against Phoenix Man? There's certain characters with hacks that I don't think Boros could counter before he runs out of energy in his meteoric burst mode. I know it's a hot take for this video and people are gonna want to debate it, but like I said, I gotta go, y'all. Like, I actually gotta go. I'm gonna read these last 2 messages. Let's see. Oh, last one. Yeah, Boros should still be in the top 10, I think. Like, I still think Boros could clobber the entire S-Class except Blast. Maybe Tatsumaki could get him good, but I feel like if he goes in the meteoric burst, she's not gonna have the speed to like do anything. She would have to stop him before he does that. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end the stream for today. I know I said I was gonna look at 2 other chapters, but I did not expect this to go on for 45 minutes. I thought the chapter was gonna be like 10 pages, but this is literally like, this is like 20 pages. More than that, probably. Lovely cover, by the way. Oh, this is gonna be crazy, y'all. I hope we get a chapter next week. If we do, I will see y'all then. Thank you very much for turning up to the stream. Thank y'all for the hearts in the chat. I'm gonna thank everybody that's in the chat right now. Thank you, Mailman. Thank you, Yugi. Thank you, Buck. Thank you, Isaiah. Thank you, Code Sin. Thank you, Owen. Thank you, Chicken Rice Nuggy. Thank you, Yassine. Thank you for turning up, bro. I really, really appreciate that. Like, that means a lot to me. Pretty much thank you to everybody that's either in the stream watching, chatting, or not chatting. 45 minutes. Yeah, I know. I usually do hour-long streams, but this one's been like 45 minutes or something like that. And I really gotta go. I have to get my hair like redone and all this for tomorrow. And I was supposed to do this like 30 minutes ago. Like, my stylist is supposed to be on the way, and I have not contacted them with the address and everything. So I do have to go. But of course, in the description is the Discord. If y'all want to talk more about the chapter or discuss anything else, you guys can obviously join. It's your boy Zerf signing off, guys. Make sure you guys have a good night, good day, and all that. And I'll see y'all in the next stream.